Hello, and welcome to rounds 5 through 7 of today's big Netrunner tournament, the Online America's Megacity Championship. I'm taking over streaming for the rest of the day. Might have some co-hosts on later. We will see how that goes. For now, though, I'm excited to get back into this with you. I wasn't able to catch all of today's morning stream since I've been pretty busy today, so I'm going to immediately start looking into what the standings are while we wait for the round to get started. Let's switch that over and take a look. Let's see. Ooh, lots of AU in the front and lots of Hoshiko. That's an interesting thing. Let me see. Can I see the entire round, like the general stats of all the people? Oh, hello. Oh, me. I just realized I'm in the wrong channel. Let me switch over to the stream comms channel. Oh. All right, the round will be starting in just a minute. Hello. Hell yeah. How were the games this morning? I was able to catch some of them, but not all of them. What's it looking like out there today? Ooh, fun. Hmm. I'm s that always hurts. I'm seeing a lot of AU in the top tables, a lot of Hoshiko. A few, two players on Jinte Restoring Humanity. Interesting. Fair bit of Ob. Not a ton of Criminal, especially not near the top. I'm like no purple. There's almost no purple, especially not near the top of the tables today. Oof. Hmm. Good luck. I believe in you. Let's see. We know what the top cut's gonna be today, or like what it might probably be. Figure that out. Looks like we also have some games, so we should probably choose one to watch. Let's see. How would you? I don't know what's. Oh, I don't know what we've seen today so far. So I don't know what exactly we want to check out. Uh, how's? Hmm? Okay. Have you seen any Restoring Humanity? You down to check the game 5? I'm curious about what the Restoring Humanity deck is doing. It's in the top tables. Ah, okay. Never mind. We could just go for table 2 then, perhaps? Okay. Alright, let me know, and then we'll join up on there. Interesting matchups. I am curious about the large number of Nebulas. I did not think Nebula was going to be a major part of this tournament, but here they are. Mm-hmm. All right. I will switch over to table 2 and start watching that game. Table 2. Oh boy. Yep. It's AU. Never big on AU, but it is what it is. Let's see how this goes. Immediately setting up in server 1. Oh, and there's the boy. Ugh. Hate to see him. Yep. It's a strategy, immediately just assuming that your opponent is going to have to start taking damage and that you're going to start scoring things out. Just immediately pushing that. It's a bit dangerous because if it doesn't pay off, like, the runner can still potentially just steal a few agendas from the top on that turn, which messes you up. But 2 ice. Really protecting the boy. Scary. Yeah. Just want to punish the runner constantly. Oh, hang on. Looks like I don't have you. Audio for you is not working. Let me fix that real quick. Thank you for pointing that out. Well, cool. Can you say something?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, there we go. Fixed it. Sweet. Thanks for pointing that out.
All right. Well. But for all the worry we have about the start Alco's off to, literally nothing else on the table is active.
Yeah. Just the point. Although that is dangerous because it means, what are you going to do? You can't steal an agenda without now taking 3 damage. Putting an ice on archives. Still just leaving HQ and R&D completely open. Basically saying, please take an agenda, take damage. I want to deal, what is it, 4 damage to you as soon as you steal it. I want to instantly kill you with a sting here. Come on, discard a card and let me kill you with a sting.
What are you going to do? Snare me?
There's the sting. That's 4, that's potentially, yeah, entire hand of damage. Ugh. Losing Trickster Taka, Bravado, and Baya Bands. And Sure Gamble, that's a lot of money. Runner's not really strapped for money right now, though, so I wouldn't be as worried about it, but yeah. All those cards is really rough. And just getting a sting this early is so rough, because now every sting in the future is that much worse.
Yeah, but still, nothing else happening on the corpse side. Like, we don't have Bladderworths ticking along, we don't have potential Reaper functions, although we just put down a new iced remote.
Yep. Finally, new ice remote. This is the situation you really want to see giving the runner 2 tags with Oppo research. Is this the, you think maybe this is the, like, just doing every single kill possibility deck, where it's just running end of the lines and every single possible way to hurt the runner?
Well, let's keep an eye out if we see any non-NBN influence. This could be the... I think it was just the Red Prince was the name of the deck list.
True.
Every single card was yellow.
Makes sense. We'll see.
Now, Cohort's the kind of card where we start to say, okay, now the board's starting to tick.
Yeah, that's worrying, because that's going to keep getting you tempo all the time. Pinhole threading remains really good. It's rough against, like, a hostile architecture, which is why what you really want, because then you can potentially trash the pinhole with the hostile, but it gets rid of the boy, and that's so important right now.
This is a suspicious amount of ice to be seeing in Alco.
Also, for 5 credits, like, what exactly are you going to do with all, like, what ice are you going to hit with the 5 credits? What can you even res with that little money?
Samasamun. Although it looks like that's not it. I think you would have resed Samasamun right there.
Trashing the boy. And now running archives. I assume, just assuming that the... Ooh, resing an enemy puts you at 2 cards. This is a dangerous spot to be, because if you steal a Sting or even there's stuff in archives that could instantly kill you, and then a Reaper function on the board can mess you up real bad.
Yeah, and then you just gave Alco 3 counters.
Let's see how this goes. Using Alco here. Could potentially be looking for some sort of a Regenesis play with the Ice on Archives, but you wouldn't. You can't do it if you've used the Alco here, so can't you do that at this point?
You cannot.
Yeah. A lot of people I've seen people be like, oh, Alco's not good with a Regenesis because it doesn't trigger, but like you can just not use the Alco ability. It's not that hard. Just don't click it.
Alco also gives you some of the strongest plausible deniability as to why there's a face down card in
Yep,
archives.
absolutely. Lots of cards back on the board and immediately getting the boy back up. Awful. Awful to see. You can just not use
Right.
the alcohol.
Now we are officially in.
Oh, sorry,
the
excuse me.
Oh.
Yeah, I accidentally doubled up audio there for a second. Just trying to. Okay. Cool. Fixed
We good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yep.
All right.
Now we are officially in. This corp board state is starting to be concerning.
The corp board state is very concerning, but also doesn't have that many cards down. There only 3 credits. Well, not that many cards down, but only has 3 credits. So you can't res a lot of stuff. You can't res a big scary. You can't res a hostile architecture. You can res a bladderwort, which will hurt. Even like ice, you can't really res that much ice. Let's see. I'm gonna shift over so we can see the new bladderwort that's here on the table. Actually, I'll just zoom out a bit. There we go.
Yeah, that is the catch with being in Bladderwort territory, which is they take down the Bladderwort and suddenly you're just a corp that has 3 credits.
Mm-hmm. Feels like with how few credits the corp has, you can potentially start really pushing on stuff unless they do something to make a lot of money. Another fucking iceberg. The runner has 15 credits. The big danger is just losing cards, but I'm not sure what you can even lose here. Like, you know that the ice on server 2 probably isn't getting rezzed, and the server 3 and 4 ice probably aren't either. Oh, and there's an Azamat. That's a great card to have here if you're going to be trashing some stuff.
That is ideal.
Yeah. Blowing up the bladderwort. Start first play. Have to... No second trash. I would have expected going for the boy, especially because if one of those cards is an agenda, you could see a lot of damage coming through here.
Yeah, if
then
Fut
again,
is allowed to just sit and keep himself company, that starts to get really dangerous. Essentially, no matter what he triggers off of.
resing a cohort. More tempo. Are we going to see cohort put an advancement counter on something? Was I right about there being an agenda somewhere? Only one way to find out. Nope, just more cards being installed. Just more. 6 credits. Potentially you could be in danger of like a hostile or something, but also... Oh, here we go. Taking 1 net damage from Tithe, just tanking it. And killing the boy. Smart play, smart play. Yep. Oh yeah, 18 cards left in R&D. That's so fast.
Yeah, it's a cheaper price than whatever Fut will do to you.
Yeah. And now you know that you don't have to worry. At this point, I think at a certain point, you just start saying, like, there's no points scored. There's only 18 cards left in R&D. How are you going to win so quickly? It's either got to be like a Regenesis strategy or they're just going for the kill. And if they're just going for the kill, then you can kind of sit back a bit and just draw cards. If it's a Regenesis, you're in danger because at any moment 4 points could be scored. But if it's just a kill deck, then like, what are they going to do?
Yeah, Regenesis stops, like, things stop being funny real quick once the Scorp scores Regenesis.
But on the other hand, if the deck is all in on a kill strategy, then just... Oh, yep. There's the Regenesis, and there's the 3 points, just like I said. Yep. Ooh, that's scary. Wow, and advancing it with the cohorts, you still have the counter to play something in server 1.
Tithe, absolutely incredible bulwark, just from the emotional damage of it giving the corp but you're giving the corp Alco counters.
Mm-hmm. Clean getaway on server 3, assuming the corp won't res whatever's there. Ooh, and an enemy. Not the worst thing ever, but pretty dangerous. You're still losing 2 cards.
Yeah, at some point you. Yeah, it's very effectively taxing the runner out on being able to actually draw enough cards. So the corp's going to just run out of cards to play at some point.
Yep.
But if you don't check archives, there could easily be a second Regenesis on the table.
Also, at a certain point, if you're playing Egg and you're smart, you just start saying, okay, I'm not going to use my ability anymore because I'm running out of cards and I have enough tempo. Like, you have 6 cards face down installed on the table. You have the space to say, okay, I'm going to pause, I'm going to wait. All right, that's 1 Bladderwort and 2 credits total.
But you got to have them cards. Just
Using
always fire Alco.
Down to 13 cards in R&D. Can this be won in that time? I mean, another Regenesis would do it.
The Regenesis.
Let's see. So zoomed out we can't even see anything. The runner has only played 5 cards this entire game. Just spending so much time trying to deal with what the corp's doing. We're playing Mindscaping.
It's a real good set of cards, though.
Yeah. It's a lot of the stuff you want. A single Sentry Breaker would be pretty nice, but it is a lot of the stuff you want. Alright, here we go. Now, at some point, you have to wonder, and this is what I always wonder when I'm looking at Netrunner, because I do this constantly, are any of those cards just a naked agenda that got thrown on the table as a bit? I do that. I love doing that. I love putting down an agenda and just saying, the runner won't run this because there's 10 cards out there.
That's right, Penny Shaver's a good card. You just run everything.
Mm-hmm. Penny Shaver's pretty useful for that.
At some point, you can just run archives. Yeah. Here we go. Run archives.
I mean,
face down cards are a resource.
Taking 1 damage, and there might be some scary stuff in there. Stings, Fujis, etc. Although enough of them, you just win the game. Let's see. There also very much might be a Spin Doctor on the table, which we might see shuffle some stuff back in. I'm betting that the Corp is currently considering how they want to do it. Yep, there's the Spin Doctor. So that's going to shuffle some stuff back in, but it's also going to put that stuff into R&D where you can potentially steal it. Ooh, see how they run. Okay.
No punish on that. No fucks. Yeah. No, it's not a damaging agenda.
Absolutely nothing.
This does speak to this being a every kill in the book kind of deck, though. Mm-hmm. That being a see how they run.
Moonpool. Love to see a Moonpool. Probably we'll see that get trashed, given that you have the Azamat credits. Looks like the runner is finally just saying, I'm not gonna... Armin's just saying, I'm not gonna deal with all this stuff. This scares me. I'm just getting rid of all of it. You don't get cards anymore.
Yeah, at this point in the game, where you know there's at least 10 points somewhere in HQ in archives,
yep.
Moonpool is pretty much the main way you lose.
Yeah. Moonpool, so long as you can keep the... This is the point where you really gotta start checking stuff. And worrying about that, especially with the Corp only having 4 credits. You're so safe in so many ways.
What are they gonna do? Bite you? And yep, this is definitely the big think of all time. Because you could draw some more cards with Alco. It'd be sick.
It would be awesome. It might win you the game somehow. Drawing cards is always so much fun. Also, you'll then have 9 cards left in R&D.
Yeah. I mean, this is just really channeling the spirit of Loud, where you
Mhm.
could, this could win me the game somehow. Looks like blood
Doing
in the
it,
water gaming.
using Reaper function, and then doing it. Is there a plan to kill here, or is the Reaper function, do you think, just that's going to get trashed pretty soon? I want it on the table. Can't imagine there's
I
a
think it's
plan to
blood
kill.
in the water.
Yeah,
Never mind.
I mean, we could see a moon pool get rezzed here. We know they're in the deck. Oh, only 2 credits though, actually, so we can't see it. Could just be a Reaper function in the sense of I need to get low on Bladderwort credits because I want to keep pinging you, and you're going to trash this next turn because you have the resources, but oof.
There's not enough time to be thinking about playing Bladderwort Grinder.
Yeah. 8 cards left. Hmm. Great card to see here. Really, really fantastic to be able to play one of those. Able to play Raindrops Cutstone. Just gonna draw up that card you lose.
Yeah, just make sure that no Regenesis happens, period.
Mm-hmm. There's the Spin Doctor. Potentially stopping the Regenesis that you right there were worried about.
And
Ooh.
there is a sting, but it's just 1 damage. There's no stings in the corpse area.
Yep. Orb has
And
not
now
managed to steal
Fuji
Sting
is
yet.
super live.
4 points. Fuji wins you the game.
And right now, Hoshiko is sometimes the credit loss is a liability, but right now it's the best trade you could possibly imagine. Just getting 1 card per turn.
Yeah. Runner has managed to keep money up in a way that you really need to here. Three cards. You could score out a Blood in the Water here, but I don't think that wins you the game because you don't have a way to get that last point.
You'd have to also be playing a. I mean, maybe you can follow it up with some kind of hybrid release, but that's really tough. That's tough on the deck building slots, and we're already so milled at this point.
Draw a card. Just do it. What's the worst that can happen? Draw 3 cards. You still got 6 cards in your deck. You can do it 2 more times, that means.
Well, we've already declined to use it because we're taking our first click on the petty cash.
I just like tempting people to make bad choices. Looking for... There's the
Growing
moon
for content,
pool.
as it were.
Okay.
Meow.
We're seeing a Regenesis and a Fuji get shuffled back in. To score out a Sting. Deal 3 damage. Oh!
We're trying to kill after all.
1 damage away from the kill.
And if there's a blood in the water, you could have just scored it in 1.
Yep. Or potentially what this might be threatening is, okay, is server 13 now just going to win me the game? Do you have the time to actually go search for stuff? Because if server 13 is just, say, another, see how they run. Oh. Oh. Hitting steel skin scarring. Oh no, that's
Part of
so
the Anarch
rough.
faction.
Yep, there it is.
And yeah, Corpse got 0 points. What are they gonna do? Snare me?
That's so I feel like as the corp there, you're just counting on the runner seeing the enemy, taking 3 damage, going down to 0 cards and going, I can't finish this run, what if I die? As your plan. but hitting a steel skin means that even though I think you still continue the run anyways, that just
Yeah.
can't work at all. That's such a rough hit.
Yeah, the corpse on 0. I am not jacking out.
Mhm. Especially with all of the stings gone. Once you see that, you feel a little more safe. PE isn't here anymore.
PE isn't real. PE can't hurt you. All right, the corp may be cooked here. There's
Yeah. And
7
finally
more
zoom
points
back in.
floating.
Thank God.
Or no, there's 9 more points floating around here somewhere.
We have
You can probably just touch
8
R&D
cards in
and win.
R&D, 3 cards in HQ, and 1 card in Archives. Let's see if we can calculate what those points probably are. Checking in R&D. Oh, it didn't matter. Didn't have time to calculate. Ugh. Well played by the runner. Well played. Always drawing up. Always making sure you had exactly what you need to. Avoiding the Regenesis really skillfully. Well done. Well played by both players. The Regenesis score out there was exactly what we were talking about. Both players did a great job there. Fantastic. All right.
Alco goes from 0 to 60 real quick, and then it goes from 60 to 70.
Looks like most of the Nebula games have also finished, but there's still one remaining if you want to check it out. Against the Lat. Or we could go look at the single Dule. Like.
See, I believe we... Hang on, let me check the current round. My. Oh yes, Thule is on this. I think we have seen these players. We want to see.
We could take a look at is table 3 available?
Table 3.
That's Boise 86 and end the run.
Oh, one person has asked not to be streamed there.
Cool.
So how about we see if we can catch the end of the Nebula game, because I don't think that's actually made it onto stream yet. So that's table 11 we're considering.
Yeah, table 11, if you'd be willing to go ask them.
Yeah.
Unless the game is already over, we will see. Any?
Okay. No. Game's at like 6 to 5, so and what I said, they will hold off on the stream for now.
All right. Not sure how much else there's. We could go look at the Sokka game against an ass. Go take a look at that. Table 17. I'm always down to look at ass. I adore ass. Probably my favorite runner still. Is that available?
Winning, my ISP is sabotaging me.
Okay.
1 second.
It's fine.
We are good to stream.
Okay, let's go take a look at table 17 then. See how this As game is going. There's a couple of As builds I've seen recently. I don't know if they're good, but I really like them. Yeah, and this is one of them. This is the Knick-Knack As, which I'm glad to see. Versus a horrifying Ob board. Is this Ob? Yeah, just cards everywhere.
Op. And looks like an Op that's playing humanoid resources. That's exciting.
Interesting. Let's see what's on the board. There is Cyber Sand, which is usually just being used to draw things, but actually being used to get money right now. The As has a Boomerang, a Penny Shaver, damn it. I was hoping that it was a Masterwork, but no. Penny Shaver, 2 Chesvas, Kurapira and Carmen, pretty standard stuff. But the Knick-Knack is fun. I've seen a couple of Ases do this because you can knick-knack your Oh, there isn't one in the
Class
archives.
Act.
Class Act, that's what it is. Yeah, thank you. You can also knick-knack Open Market to get a little bit more money off of it. Such. Runner gets into R&D, but doesn't manage to find anything. Let's see. On the board, the Corp has a bunch of Masarovkas, a Tucana, Tranquility, and is scoring out, ooh, Slash and
Slash and
Burn.
burn.
The
All
slow
right.
way. That's 2
And
Slash and Burns, which means that you're now in danger of losing 2 fast advance, but also there's the Slash and Burns that you would expect would be the fast advances.
Icing Archives, that's an intriguing choice. But
Using
also,
Tucana
getting you some more money on the Cyber Sand.
Yeah, interesting. I'm used to Tucana getting much scarier ice than just a Fly Swatter, but I guess it keeps the runner out. Oh, the runner doesn't have a Code Gate Breaker right now. Ah, okay. That's what's going on.
Runner does not have a decoder.
Crim does not have a decoder. Is the decoder in their heap? I don't see one, so it looks like they just haven't found one yet.
Just not yet found.
Yeah. Which is a lot less worrying than it's gone and you don't know if you're going to get another one.
Oh, hey, we can zoom back in now.
Yes, I'm finally able to see slightly more of the table. Very funny to me.
The green mail is interesting. It suggests that either you're on like all 2-pointers and green mails just as a scoring plan, or you're playing some of that forfeit stuff.
Green mail, yeah, it could be full fast advance and green mail's just there as a 2-1, or I don't see any of the normal Wayland forfeit stuff. Yeah, is the thing. I don't see a Biowak. I don't see an Eminent Domain, which is what I usually see people play with Biowak. Playing a Spin Doctor, rezzing a Spin Doctor to get even more cards. Desperate for cards. Maybe looking to score out and finish the game before Lost My Thumbs can find a Code Gate Breaker. Just saying, you can't get in right now, I'm just going to win right now, immediately. Dangerous, but could work.
Yeah, I don't know how there's so few agendas in score areas at this point. I mean, we have 9 points in score areas, but...
And this certainly doesn't seem like it's playing a lot of big agendas. I mean, it could be on SDS, but it doesn't seem like it. Let's see. Hedge fund for
very
money?
few face downs in archives. Doesn't look like we're hiding anything. I think R&D is just 8 agendas right now.
It could be. The runner can't get into R&D right now.
Cannot.
Installing something protecting R&D. Still have not found a Code Gate Breaker. But as soon as it happens, you know that's going to be a very scary moment for the Corp.
And actually using the little-known text on Cyber Sand Harvester, you can spend hosted credits to pay install costs.
It's very fun to see cards that just don't get played have actual effects for once in a while. Love to see that.
Yeah, Tucana and Cyber Sand working together is wild. Who would have seen it coming, even though they were printed in the same cycle?
There's a Boomerang, putting that on Afshar, so looking to attack the hand and hoping that whatever's behind it isn't a Code Gate.
Let's find out.
Will we see double Afshar, perhaps? Gonna lose 2 credits here.
We are just coming in for the single. Actually, no, that's not true. We have the twinning. And Ches for credits on tap. But I would certainly be smelling a
Getting
flood
in.
as
Probably going to trigger the twinning and see 2 cards. I mean, this could literally be game with how few agendas there are all over the place. Winchester and extract nothing! Seeing absolutely nothing at HQ. Oh.
R&D's just 8 agendas right now.
It's gotta be. Discarding a Carmen. Whew. Either R&D's 8 agenda, or Sock is currently having the greatest luck of any Netrunner player ever. Or possibly both. Handheld excavation project out of the way. That gets you a lot of money. Searching for and revealing a Hollow Man. Oh, are we going to see a fast advance here to win the game?
I think I see where this is heading, and there's no way with 4 cards up in
Yeah.
R&D that you can't find a 3-2.
Assuming you're absolutely running 3 as Fs.
Say nothing of the off the books that also exist in the faction.
Mm-hmm. Let's see.
Imagine if it's just 2 Azefs left and they're both in R&D. You know,
Oh
that might be
god.
with the case.
With the long
I don't think
thinking here, I think it might be.
I don't think I'd have to think too hard if I had an Azef in hand right now.
Yeah. What do you do then? Do you just install more ice and wait until the next turn and assume the runner can't get in? What do you do about this?
Is HQ 3 SDSs right now?
I have no idea. This is one of those situations where you look at it, you're just like, oh well, this is over. We don't need to watch the rest of the game. It's over. That's the end of the game. And then when it isn't, you immediately have to figure out what could possibly be going on.
But we most definitely need to watch the rest of this game.
Yeah.
It's what they're not paying us for this, but it's what they're kind of paying us for.
It's what we came here for. Putting a card in server 1. Then an extract. Going to extract nothing. Just getting the money from it to res more ice. Wow,
Yeah,
just looking at the runner and just saying, you can't get in. I'm gonna take another turn, and at the end of that turn, I'll win the game. You can't stop me.
I mean, we say that, but Jesuit credits get you through the Stavka and the Fly Swatter very cleanly.
But you still don't have a code gate breaker. This could come down to something like a naked boomerang install and just hoping that whatever you hit is the code gate breaker protecting server 1. Ooh. It's a long pause.
It's always a troubling sign.
Yeah. It might not be a bad idea to run on... No, because you need something, and you don't have a way to instant install stuff, I don't think, in this deck. Ooh.
No, probably not.
Bravado on Archives, just to get money? I guess just...
To get maybe a knick-knack trigger?
Knick-knacking... Maybe the Game Dragon?
Maybe. I mean, maybe you just need to assume that there's something you either... Like, the wind's in the remote, not
Blowing
necessarily
up the
for you.
twinning. Interesting.
Yeah, I think this might be just hope there's no code gate on the remote.
Just
really
hoping
looks like...
Just hoping that you have the money.
Yeah, I mean, this looks like something you have to stop regardless. I bet this wins Soka the game.
If there's a code gate break, if there's a code gate here. We don't know. Basically, any big breaker I think you can break with...
I'm saying if the remote goes unchallenged, it just wins Soka the game, because either there's the agenda there, or there's the Hollow Man there, and you finally get the Azef out of the 4 cards next turn.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Not really doing much, but you can potentially tax the runner by just putting... You can blow stuff up. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't, basically. Like, this is the last click of the game, almost certainly. You might as well just put the tax there. Force the runner. Yep. Well, that confirms that this is looking like the last click of the game. Paying 6. So the runner still has 7 credits for this run. Is that...
I think that's enough to
That
actually
is
keep
a
the runner out.
barrier. I think the runner can get in.
Oh no, wait! They can bypass the Maskarovka.
Oh gosh. Is that the game? I mean, it could be like a 4... It could be another slash and burn? You have the money to blow up the Hollow Man too, though. Oh my gosh.
I know. No, you do not. You have 1 credit.
You still have the Chesva credits. Oh, those are those only... Oh no, those are only for
Those
central
are not
servers.
for
Right, yeah.
remotes.
Right. I'm dumb. Getting in. What is it? Was this the greatest bait of all time?
I mean, it's the kind of lose bait because the Hollow Man still wins you the game with the 2-pointer. You have to
Using... Oh my god, using it to trash whatever's in that server! Oh my god. Incredible play.
So maybe there was the points we were looking for.
Yep. Putting humanoid resources in there, the runner doesn't have the money to trash the Hollow Man, so now on this turn you can hopefully blow up the Hollow Man right here. What a play. Incredible.
Cyber Sand is just that good.
Does game end here?
Is it somehow still in the bottom 3?
What is going on?
I think it is.
What is going on? What is going on? What? What? There's 1 card left in R&D. Wait, doesn't Sokka lose next turn?
I believe you do.
Antil draws you a card. That loses you the game. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes you just want to mill yourself. I respect that, I guess. Sometimes you just look at the game and you go, just gotta mill myself. Just click for credits. Fuck it. Who cares? At the beginning of the Corp's turn, the Corp draws 2 cards. There's no way to stop that. Like, you don't have anything on the table you can trash.
Yeah, and I think the only way that this doesn't, like, I think you just don't run as the runner, and
Yeah.
make sure that no Stavka gets in the way.
Not sure if that was a
Oh no, he didn't do the math.
Oh no! Oh no! No, you had 1 card left. Oh, that hurts. Oh. Oh no. Well, it was beautiful to watch. Incredible plays leading to miscounting cards in deck. Happens to all of us. Great game to watch the ending of, though. Fantastic.
I was really waiting to see if somehow he could wiggle out of this one.
Yep. Beautiful. All right. Well, let's I think that's about time. How much time left in the round? We have?
I think we have very little time left in the
Let me
round.
check. Wow. Let me check the amount of time left in the round, and then I can see how far we are. Ah, round 5 just ended. All right. Well, in that case, I will very briefly go to a pause, and then we'll be back with round 6 in just a second.
Yeah, come back after this commercial break.
Yeah, I'll see you all in just a second when I have to get this set up. Hang on.
We'll do it live.
It is all my stuff got disappeared actually. Hang on. Maybe I can fix it. Nope, it is unfixable. Oh well, round 6 will be beginning in just a second. I'll see y'all there. So long. Hello, and we're back, getting ready for round 6. We've got a Baz versus PD game ready to go in just a second. Very excited to watch
Welcome
this.
back, Megacity watchers. This is the America's Online Megacity happening right now, and we can see that crime is about to happen. Somehow, a criminal has made it into the top cut, or into the top 8.
Two very unexpected things. Purple and blue here. Haven't seen much of the cooler colors today. It's all reds and oranges.
So we had to see this one.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it in just a second. We should be starting just about now. Well, after this, for round 7, we'll probably try and see a game that's just on the verge of getting into the top cut. See how it goes. Also, hello to Combination Beam, who was previously in chat watching the previous game with us. I'm curious what PD's trying to do here. There were some great purple cards in the last set, and yet I feel like purple's been really struggling recently. It feels like it's had the same thing that a lot of weaker factions sometimes have, where you print really good cards for that faction, and then all of the other factions import those really good cards.
Classic Apex problem.
Ooh, rough to see it. Clean getaway right off the top into an off-world office. Oof.
The cleanest of getaways.
Not ideal for the Corp. Nice to see an early Tranquility home grid with being able to do stuff. Icing up the main servers. Normally that would feel really good. Against Baz it feels a little bit worse. Baz's ability, of course, being when the Corp reses a piece of ice. I can't zoom in that far. When the Corp reses a piece of ice, you may install one resource or piece of hardware from your grip. So every single time one of these ice is resed, Baz is going to get to install something. You want that to be like... The best thing here is obviously like a boomerang. If the Baz has a boomerang in hand, every single time you res an ice, you just boomerang it. But we'll see what might be in hand. Getting into HQs.
And sometimes, if you think that, sometimes the worst thing you can do to Baz is just not res ice. Like,
yep.
Right now, I bet Combination Bean wanted to install something, and instead he's like, enjoy seeing my tattoo bola.
Putting something in that server and advancing it. Probably just counting on the runner not being able to get in, which is a dangerous thing against Baz. Like, once again, 2 boomerangs gets you in here, or just things. Alright, Tattoo Bola. Something gets installed. Obviously, it's not going to be something that can break that, so it looks like Combination Bean was probably just pushing the server just to see it and get a free install out of it, assuming that it was that Tattoo Bola that she just saw, which is a pretty safe assumption and a pretty reasonable thing to do.
You do have to keep the Corp honest, even if your ID says that you should be trying to do some nonsense.
Running on HQ. Ooh.
Taking that piece of ice away is nice.
Yeah, getting to get rid of an console. On the one hand, you do have the revolver to break it, but on the other hand, any big ice being able to put that on a thing is real nice. Scoring out a architect deployment test. Interesting. What are we going to see with this? Here's the roll.
And the thing is, even if you have the right tool that breaks Ansel cheaply, revolver goes away at some point. So you probably just look at the 3 subs and say, I'll be glad to save this for drafters or something.
And it's just a big scary ice in general, which is very nice to not let the Corp have.
Speaking of big scary ice, I'm sure that the Corp will be resing the most terrifying thing they possibly can.
Second Tattoo Bola does keep the runner out. Although, that does let the runner install something. She can... Yeah, the Corp did res a piece of ice, so Combination Beam, she can install something if she wants.
Yeah,
installing a second open market. More money.
Smart if you've ever seen Baz when he's facing Op, that's a hell of a matchup.
Definitely sounds like an interesting thing to see.
That is some Essa versus Thule nonsense.
running on HQ again. We haven't seen a res on HQ yet. Probably going to pay the 1 credit to sweep HQ and check everything there. Oh, finally getting a res there. It is a scatter field, which is a code gate. No code gate breaker out. We could see one come from her hand, or a boomerang, as I've said, or nope, just installing another normal card just to make more money off of it, putting down a rent rioters.
Yep, Scatterfield, the kind of second coming of Gatekeeper, but kind of not really. However, concerningly, this did allow the Corp to get an install in the Tranquility on the off turn after they just emptied that remote out. This is a huge install to be getting right now.
Ooh, it's a Humanoid Resources. That's so good. Humanoid Resources, an incredible card. You get to gain 4 credits, you get to draw 3 cards, you get to install 2 cards, and you get to play an operation. Just do everything here.
And we get to keep juice in the Tranquility. That Tranquility has gotten 4 credits over these past couple of clicks.
It's made so much money. Combination Bean has a lot of money right now. She's doing well. She needs breakers, though. She needs ways to get in. Well, there's one. Cat's Cradle will get you through Scatterfield. It's not great, but it does get in.
I think this looks like a remote the Corp thinks is safe.
Yeah.
And we got to see, is it actually safe? Let's see how well it stands up.
Bravadoing is an interesting choice. I would be worried about seeing a Skunkworks here, because if you see a Skunkworks, you'll want those extra credits. Using Tatubola, of course. Dangerous to use here. Getting an MIC. Okay, that's going to be expensive to get through.
Well, that's 2 credits in your revolver counters.
That's wait, is MIC a sentry? No, MIC is a code gate, so it's going to be 3 credits.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then
it is MIC, right?
3 more credits, so that's 6 credits, which does not leave you with enough to get through a potential Skunkworks. We'll see. The question is it worth spending all of your credits to do that? I think it is with the Bravado, because like, what's the worst that happens? They bounce you, you get all the money back from the Bravado, but on the other hand, you could just end the turn and have so much money. Nope, not gonna take it, just gonna let it fire, assuming there is probably a Skunkworks in there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, just take 7 instead of spending it all to get skunked.
Yeah. Does make you lose your last click, though.
Yeah, but it was only 1 click. At least you didn't walk in with the clicks you were prepared to spend on a Skunkworks.
Swiss is 7 rounds. This is the 6th round of 7. Tomorrow there will be more rounds, yeah.
That last card is looking agenda-y, but now the runner has so many credits.
The runner has so many credits, but also there's so many cards in that server. Almost certainly at least one of them is a skunk or a void or something. So you're going to have to deal with that if you get in. And Cat's Cradle is not a great breaker for actually breaking things. It's good for taxing, and it's good for installing cheaply, but it's real expensive to break. Drawing up, probably looking for options.
You were not going to find a better breaker in Criminal anyways.
I don't know. I think there's some. Going for HQ, looking to sweep HQ. Just going to let whatever's in server 1 happen, it seems like.
Yeah, we're pretty far into the deck. Only 2 agendas. Might be 1.
Let's see. Gonna get to see. Oh, send a message! Holy cow. And there's a Brawn, so you would not have been able to get into there anyways. Great time to see a Brawn. Great time to think that you made the right choice there, hitting HQ. And then seeing a Drafter and a Tatubola. Wow. That is a great get, because it immediately puts you on game point. You can start just hitting R&D and not worrying about whatever's in that server, potentially.
And I believe that was... Oh yeah, and to send a message, of course. Let's Baz install a card.
Another Architect deployment test. A little bit scary here, because a barrier keeps you out of HQ. Like, you don't have a way into R&D yet. and you don't have a way into your way into HQ does cost a bit, but it is doable. However, whatever gets played here, you could just use it to install something that gets you the money back you need. We'll see, or that gets you the breaker that you need. Because if this is an ice, then you'll get that ability.
And of course, if you install a big chunky ice, Baz gets to install a card again.
Yep. Putting a Brawn down on R&D. Looks like the Corp is just saying, I am going to keep you from getting into R&D. I'm going to keep you from getting into server 1. And if I get an agenda, I'll just put it in the server. Don't need to worry about it. Which is not the worst play here.
One agenda right now.
It is scary if you're holding an agenda. Or if the runner has any tricks to get into HQ or ways to deal with ice or anything. Corp only has 8 credits. That's not that many. Looks like the runner's going to get to install something. I assume we're... There's a twinning. Okay. We do not have a way to charge the twinning yet, so we'll see about that. Both players are pushing at game point at this point. Now, notably, the runner could get into HQ, or into R&D potentially, just by spending 3 clicks. Verbal plasticity, sure gamble, draw.
Secret technology on the verbal plasticity. I think it's actually a good card.
It always feels good when it fires, but it always... I think it just costs too much for me.
It does, but also, we used to be very happy to play DreamNet, and that's just +1 card on a action you were going to take this turn anyways.
It's pretty good with Class Act, I'll give you that. Let's see. I assume still looking for that barrier breaker, or a boomerang, or anything else. Also probably something to charge twinning with. Really need to start getting that stuff up. Probably going to be a Chesva. There's the barrier breaker.
All right.
Now, the problem with the barrier breaker is that that's going to cost 5, 6, 7, 8 credits to get through the Brawn. You're down to
Brawn
3 credits.
Is a very big boy.
There is always the option of just clicking through it, like I said. Oh, that is not what you want to see.
No, in a moment where you probably have to click through the Brawn and then the court can just trash MIC, that is not what you want to see.
So you, assuming here, you can't get into server 1. You would need 8 credits, unless you have a way to get a ton of credits very quickly. You're not going to get into server 1. You can get into HQ. It's 5 credits. It's very doable, but you already know what's in HQ most likely. Getting into R&D is difficult, especially because you really want that extra twinning access, but you still don't have a way to charge it yet. I'm not sure what you do here.
There's no way to be sure.
You will probably get 1 extra install. Oh, just doing Rent Riders to get a bunch of money. That could be enough to get into R&D at least. It won't get you into server 1 because of the MIC. With a boomerang in hand, you can probably do this as well. A lot of possible things you can do here. Let's see. So Brawn is definitely... It's 8 credits, right? It's... For this, it's going to be 4 or 5 and then 3. So yeah, that's 8 credits, especially because you can't leave that next one. Next ice is going to be another credit. That's 9. 3 credits remaining. Window of opportunity. Ooh. Interesting. Oof. Oh.
Yeah.
I assume going to hit the... Oh, okay, interesting. Going for this server, putting it on that, but the Corp can just trash the MIC. Huh.
The Corp can just trash the MIC, unfortunately.
Might be just counting on the Corp basically having to do that and not having the win. Or perhaps
I think the runner may.
just
I think the runner may have just
realized
this.
that. Yeah. We will see. This is okay. Going to let the runner undo. I assume might try that again, but on R&D this time. Just to go for that final naked.
Yeah, gotta get that single.
Go for that single. Hope it wins you the game. Could also theoretically check HQ, but I personally, my play would be, yeah, do this, put it on R&D, and then put the boomerang on the final ice. Oh, no. Oh, okay.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So going to, I assume, boomerang the 2 and the run subroutines, let the other one fire, and then, huh.
And if the Corp reses MIC, then that keeps them off of scoring for a turn.
Just going to let... Okay.
And you do have a full breaker suite. I mean, what are you going to res here that actually stops you?
Well, the biggest thing is...
The answer might honestly just be void.
Yeah, there's the void. Ah, hate to see it.
Absolutely precision designed.
Rough to see. No way out of that one. Corp has the money. You probably pay the 5 anyway just to force the Corp to do it, just to discard 2 cards. But 4 credits almost certainly still won't do it. I assume you're just kind of hoping here that the Corp can't, that's not a 5/3 actually. Oh, there's a Hermes. Okay. I guess that does help. If this isn't a 5/3. But assuming it is, we'll see if this is the end of the game.
Yeah.
No, it isn't. Just an off-world office. Not the end of the game.
Not quite. Sometimes you gotta give him that little scare. The double advanced.
Gonna get to return one thing to hand here. Getting a Spin Doctor. Presumably gonna use that to try and look for another agenda.
Or provide the most incredible plausible deniability for some 3-2 in the remote.
Runner really needs a way to make a lot of money fast now. Because you have the... You can get into R&D. A couple things that would help here. Anything that lets you get money. Oh, there's some ways to actually spend credits. So potentially next turn, if the Corp... Ooh, humanoid resources is rough. Because almost certainly there will be another ice coming down on R&D. Assuming that's what's going to happen here. Or on HQ. One of the two.
There's just so many options.
Yeah. Yep, there it is. Because the runner can click through whatever... they can click through the brawn and get 2 accesses. But you can't click through 2 things, and one of those could potentially be much worse. Getting a click back with the red level clearance, most likely. There's an interesting play. Or just using it to install more or do more. But yeah, getting the click back, and then what are you going to do with it? Advancing once. Okay, so there you go. Next turn, 4-2 gets scored.
That's the joy of the all 4-2 agenda suite. You have to pre-advance literally everything.
Now, if you make the run right now, you're assuming that ice can't keep you out with 3 credits. 2 credits to... Or no, 1. You have 1 credit to break it with. So you need to use the other one on the Tattoo Bola.
On the Boitat. On the Tattoo Bola.
You could always just try and make some money and then sweep the hand with the twinning. Or with, yeah, you could try and install something with Paladin. I'm not sure what options you have here, but they aren't great.
Let's see. To sweep the hand, you would need to 4. You would need to come up with. You might just need to click for 3 and run HQ if that's your game.
Checking archives, hoping that there's something there.
Yeah, but I think the Corp.
Yep.
I don't think there's been enough stress on the Corp's hand size for them to discard real stuff to hand size. There's only been one Void Fire.
Pinhole threading to blow up the void. I don't think that'll matter here, but
Yeah, it only matters if this is somehow another ruse. And I think it might have been another ruse.
is it? Oh wow.
Maybe Antoine finally got the 5-3 and now has to spend another turn getting to the 2 advancements.
Huh. Looks like that might be the case. Yeah, looks like that's the case. And the extra advancement was just trying to bait the runner into running on it, which well played. 2 counters on the Paladin. I'm wondering if there's a way to get money here that can help you get in. I don't think you can get into that server. I don't know. Like the MIC plus the Brawn keeps you out pretty well. Because
it is really hard to have a get-rich-quick scheme that functions from 0.
Rent Riders. 2 more Rent Riders. Yeah, just making money, but there it is. Ah, so close.
Maybe this time it's a bluff.
Well, after being bluffed twice, I think you just gotta keep going. Great plays on both sides, though. Great game. Very fun to watch. Good sportsmanship from Ant, yeah. Very fun. Both players did great.
Yep. Always try to keep him guessing. It's the 5-3 where we advance it once.
Yep. Always a good strategy. All right, let's take a look at our tournament. Let me refresh the page. How many games are still going? Still a number of games still going. Is games... Let's see. Game 8 on our list? Is that one we can stream?
Yeah, we can ask if game 8 is a game we can stream.
I want to see what Ishwak's doing. I love Ishwak. I'm so curious. Game 1 ahead was an intentional draw. I thought it was an actual draw. And I was like, how'd they do that? But no, it's just an ID.
Yeah, we got.
Right.
We have a game that's very late in progress.
I think most of ours are at this point, but let's go take a look at it. I just want to see this Ishwak. What's it up to? What's it trying to do?
You joined a little early. We haven't. All right. Yep. We are okay on streaming.
Cool.
Looks like we are mid-run on R&D.
This could be the end of the game.
One person in my local meta has been experimenting with the idea of what if you get multiple ISWAT counters in a game? You just slow roll a hybrid release and have it worth 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, that could potentially do something. Right, getting in. Runner has a ton of credits. Ishwak has 2 credits. Ishwak does have technically 4 points. Is this the end of the game?
And we do have the counter.
No, we get to keep watching more of the game. I didn't choose poorly. Right. Just clicking for credits, and I assume counting on the fact that if the runner runs again, you'll see at least one card you've already seen from R&D, so you're moderately safe there.
And we do see that remote actually looks like it might be kind of safe against the runner because the runner is on Hantu, which has no virus counters and has no way to boost itself.
Well, the runner does also have Echelon, but Echelon's going to be expensive.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does have echelon. I did.
You do have a full
miss
you do
that
have a
one.
full breaker suite, so you can deal with stuff that way. Let's see. And it costs a lot, but you got a lot of money. Wow.
Yeah, if anyone can use an inefficient
Oof.
echelon, it's all
And
of
there's an
it.
Ashen Epilogue. Yeah, that's painful. That's painful. Because you feel like you finally got the runner out of resources, and then it all just comes back.
Big contrast to the corpse turn of click for 3 credits.
Corp is back up to having some actual money. 9 credits. Runner doesn't have to be quite as scared at this point is the issue, because you can't, like, hit them with, say, Cloud Eater and really put them in danger, or an enemy when they're out of cards in their deck. You can run and just spend your infinite credits to break anything and not worry about it.
Yeah, the runner has a lot of capacity to just
right, here we go.
Chill and try again. But cards on R&D are fresh. Corp did manually draw.
Not gonna res. Could be another Cloud Eater. Would be very funny. Running into the Brawn, paying what, 5, 6, 7, 8 to break it? Oh no, it's Bonk Hard. Never mind. Oh. What are you doing?
All right, snare gamers rise up. Or bite gamers. Gotta cheer for the flatline.
You never know. You could hit a bite, or you could hit an agenda and instantly win the game. Well, sad to see this Schwak lose, but well played by both players. Let's see. Anything else that we have here? I think we're just about done with most of the tables.
We are closing on done. We have 14 minutes left in the round.
Ah, okay. Well, we could go take a look at one more table. There's a couple of interesting things out there. There's a Nuvum, there's an Arsana, or we could just take a break and wait for the final round.
I think I kind of want to. I need to troubleshoot something technical. So
right. Yeah. Then let's take a break. I'm gonna take a look at the current standings just so we can see how it's going. It's like we've got. How big is the top cut for this going to be? Is it going to be 8 or 16?
I think it might be 8.
It will be top 8 double elimination tomorrow. Okay, so in the top 8 there are 9 players with a 12-point record. And how many of them have actually all of them finished their games? Let me check. 5. So this is not including the current round. Okay, so I'll do some quick calculation for I'll do some quick calculation to see where we're going to stand on the last round, but in the meantime, let me put us back onto a break. Thanks so much for tuning in. Pretty soon we'll be back with the final game of the day. Don't go away. We will be right back. See you then.
See ya.
Hello and welcome back. It's time for the final round of the day. We should be seeing a couple of people, should be getting the results in right now, should be updating as we speak, and then we'll be able to see exactly where everyone stands and who has a chance to get into the top cut and who doesn't. Let's see, just waiting for the final results to come in. Oh, is it? Yeah, round 6 standings. Okay, here we go. All right, so it looks like currently, so there are Alpi is definitely guaranteed. There's 4 players with a 15 points: Kabloosh, Cybershark, Ice Cream College, and Ruben Peters. 1 player with 13 points, and then wow, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 players with 12 points. Holy cow! So 15 points is going to be the absolute minimum to get into the tournament. Given the current strength of schedules we're seeing here, it looks like some of these players are going to might not be able to get in even if they manage to win this. Let's take a look. So we're going to start with Alpi versus Ice Cream College. That game will almost certainly I believe can I look at the current round to see, will this show me standings too? Yeah, okay. They're already going to ID. No question there, because you wouldn't want to do the round at this point. Both of them are at 15 points. Getting to 16 will immediately solvable problem. Kabloosh versus Ruben Peters. This one, let me see the rest of these though. That one might be another one. Kabloosh is at 15. Ruben Peters is also at 15, so that round will probably also ID, which means both of those players will be guaranteed to go to the finals if they ID. If they don't, they might just play it out anyways for fun. We'll see. Next up, Armin Firecracker versus Cybershark is the next game. Armin is at 13. Cybershark is at 15. So Armin needs to win this game because otherwise Armin is at 14. So Armin will need to play this out. Cybershark might be in it anyways with a strength of schedule of 16.1. For the record, as we go for this, the first set of these is a once we go through the list, only the top 8 players will be continuing on until tomorrow. Then after that, after checking points, we check strength of schedule, which is how good the players you've played against are, or how well they've done. So players with a lower strength of schedule might not make it, even if they can get to 15 points. Armin Firecracker will need to win, or else Armin Firecracker is almost certainly guaranteed not to get in. Next game is Augustus Caesar versus Cho. That's 12 versus 12, both at 15 points. Both have a solid chance to get in if they make it. I'm not sure if it's guaranteed, but one will be getting in. The other one will be almost certainly eliminated. Yeah, there's no way to get in at 12 points, I don't believe. Then Ant versus Ant is at 12, and Ziad is also at 12, so that is another example. If Ant wins, Ant might have trouble getting in with a 1.0 strength of schedule. I'm not entirely sure how that will go. We have Bazerton versus Boise. Yeah, another game where either player needs to win this to potentially continue on. Alice versus End the Run. Another game of 2 12-point players, and then Combination Bean versus Passive Molt. This one's interesting because Combination Bean does have 12 points, Passive Molt does not, so Passive Molt can't get into the tomorrow either way. I'm not sure if Combination Bean can. It'll depend on the strength of schedule and calculating it all out. We'll see how it all goes. We'll be starting in just a minute. Let me check the no stream list real quick, just so I know who we are not able to stream. Double check this.
I'm back, by the way.
Hello. Do you have the no stream list?
Yes. Let me put that into.
Yes. Could you send that to me real quick?
I will send that to you
so that I can choose a game, because there's a number of games that are right on the verge of potentially. We will see who is going to make it in. Cool. All right. In that case, let's take a look at on the games. Looking at the list of games again. I juggle a few things. Looks like the shoot, hang on. Sorry, I'm juggle too many things. Okay. here, put this here. Maybe let's go for table 4. Caesar versus Cho, because I believe both of those players are at 12. Both of those players are probably competing to get into the finals. Let's see. That should be a tense game. We'll see who makes it to tomorrow. Are you down for table 4?
Yeah, I will just. Yep, I will come in and check.
Go ahead and check. And then we'll be ready to get started. Good luck to everyone. Good luck making it. Oh, Antoine. Ah, that makes sense. I didn't even think of that.
Cool. Yeah, Antoine's been making big moves.
I like Ant.
Come here, Oliver.
All right. Oh, are we good to go?
Waiting on one answer.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how it will play out. I would need to do even more math to figure that out exactly, but I can do my best to try and figure it out. Actually, hang on, let me just copy something down real quick. There's the top 15. I'll try and do the math while I wait. Let's see. Albi is guaranteed. Did Kabloosh and did they ID? Check. Yes, they also decided to ID. So the top 4 players are guaranteed. 4 slots of our tournament are filled up. That's going to be current round. Alpi, Ice Cream, Kabloosh, and Ruben are all guaranteed to make it in. Congratulations to them on going to tomorrow. I always feel sad when people ID because it means we can't watch the games, but very reasonable choice. Then
Right, we are good to stream on table 4.
Okay, let's go take a look. Table 4. We're going to be seeing Arasana versus Ob. This is always a really interesting matchup because Ob can blow up so much of its own ice that Arasana's stuff can feel a little bit bad. Also, Ob often goes so wide that Arasana can struggle. It'll be interesting to see how Arasana holds up here.
But also, you end up with if you're on an asset Ob, you end up having not a ton of ice to go around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Well, all right, putting 2 cards on the server and immediately covering it up. Starting with a Nuka, great place to start. Love to see. Always fun to see.
It leaves you a little short of playing a sure gamble, but hopefully it works out more conveniently than that.
Mm-hmm. Gives you a lot of spaces to install cards while running. It gives you stuff you can use Arasana for. Curious what sort of Arasana this is right now, what it's trying to do. We'll see. Long pause while players wait to figure out what they're doing. All right, putting down Urban Art Vernissage. Once again, I'm a little bit worried about that card because of the endless, because of the Arasana, because of the Ob shenanigans. It might just get blown up. Let's see.
Ooh. You're gonna draw so many cards.
Humanoid Resources this early on, that's so good in Ob, especially because you also get the trigger from Ob, because Humanoid Resources is a 1 that gets you a Spin Doctor, and you get to use the Spin Doctor before you trigger the Humanoid Resources. Humanoid Resources, of course, saying draw 3 cards, install up to 2 cards from HQ, and then play an operation. So you get to install 4 cards, you get to draw 5 cards instead with the Spin Doctor from that. It's such a good card in Ob. Incredible
It makes
play.
it much more likely that you don't miss on playing an operation, which is the hard part of Humanoid Resources in Ob.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, now we've got a table. Just resolve 1 card, and that is some Rashida-like value.
All right. That's lots of ice down, which Arasana definitely wants to see. See how this potentially ends up. Ooh.
Yeah, Irisana has started a bit low on credits and is going down to 0 to get something with SMC.
Immediately getting a flux capacitor. Interesting. What are you going to charge here?
I
Oh,
think you're
no.
charging up your Urban Art Vernisage.
Ah, okay. Immediately just getting the money from Urban Art. Yeah. Just
But I think
starting that
this
trigger
is
off.
quite possibly the only zero cost Trojan that you can use with Urban Art Vernisage these days.
Makes sense. Just getting it so you can start. The next click, you can make a run, put it on an ice, and then get it back next click. Just start doing that over and over again. Very, very reasonable choice. Just to start making money off of that. Using Nuka again. Even more cards in hand. Let's see. Simul Chip. It's a good card. Spending the Art Vernissage credits on it.
It is super good, and this engine could, like, it's off to a slow start. It had to come down to 0, but it could spin up quite quickly. Not opting to take this on a free run into R&D. So maybe that's coming, or maybe just doesn't believe in R&D.
Yeah, I'm not sure what exactly is going on there. Oh, we might see it get taken back.
All right.
We'll see. Could be worried about something in R&D, but yeah, looks like we're going to see the run get made just to make sure you can get that extra thing. Or maybe something else. No? No, putting down a propeller instead. Interesting. Worried about something, but I'm curious what. Oh. Ah, and then here's the... There it is. Okay.
Yeah. And then if the corp has been clearing their hand, then you're prompting them to use the Spin Doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Aerosonic Tech, though. That's a boomy in archives.
Yeah, also getting to see a... also, the Corp did use the Spin Doctor to shuffle stuff back, so there was almost certainly something in archives they wanted to get rid of. Could be a bluff, but makes more sense that there's something out there they were worried about. More ice.
Yeah, and running archives, like if you'd run the Spin Doctor, then the corp would just say, "Oh, you don't have 2 credits," and they don't have to pop the Spin Doctor. But running archives makes them have to pop the Spin Doctor.
Trashing something, maybe... oh, trashing something to get rid of the flux. Will we see the... we will see the Simul Chip or bring it back. Potentially why the Simul Chip got installed in the first place. Just worried about that getting... exactly that happening.
Simul Chip's not bad as an if the payoff is ice destruction.
Let's see. Taking 2 credits, and then putting down a Muse. Gonna go get a Coalescence, I presume? 2 credits. Yep, and there's a Coalescence. Gets you some money. Using the
Certainly.
Urban Art Vernissage credits on that. Just more and more money.
One day we'll have to act, but no one has any points yet, so not today.
See how this goes. Alright, taking a run on server. Trying to get rid of that Spin Doctor. I assume just trying to make the Corp unable to deal with anything if the Corp floods. Just saying, no, I'm just going to get rid of all your Spin Doctors. I'm going to get rid of them early so that for the rest of the game, anytime you install too many agendas, I'm going to be able to capitalize on that.
Yeah, another important angle is Op plays Slash and Burn, and if you ever have a Spin Doctor that's just on the table, then you can Slash and Burn with impunity.
Yep, it's a lot more dangerous to see that.
As well as Op might only have a single humanoid resources in the deck, so if you pressure the Spin Doctors, they can't choose to put things back in the deck and pull them out.
Yep. Always, it's usually a good idea to pressure the Spin Doctors.
Unfortunately, the Urban Art Vernisage engine seems to have stalled out here.
Yeah, struggling to get anything done and having to click for 3 credits. That hurts. Corp technically hasn't done anything yet. Oh, playing a spree! Now that's interesting. So Spree's going to let you host one installed Trojan program on a piece of ice protecting the server, but there isn't anything installed right now. So, oh, I guess, but you can use the Arsana to install something. Right, okay. So we're going to see, like, there's the Slap Vandal.
Slap Vandal.
So hoping that you
Slap
can...
Vandal to rule them all.
Hoping that you can get into the server just by slapping your way all the way in. Let's see. Breaking the first one. Will this be another thing you can slap Vandal, or will it be something with more than one subroutine? Ooh, oh, we are seeing... Mitra. Ooh. The runner approaches a piece of ice protecting the server. You may trash this upgrade. If you do, gain 3 credits, and you may swap the ice being approached with a piece of ice from Archives or HQ. So, gonna use that to swap around, I assume, to go find something that is going to be more of an issue for this. Like, yep. And then hitting a Boomy, which is going to immediately no clicks.
All right, the core is probably not a huge deal, but losing the Muse stack is gonna hurt.
Losing either the Muse stack or the propeller. I'm curious what we're gonna see here. Also losing a card from hand, which could be anything. And losing the Slap Vandal. That's a lot of resources you lose. All to see a Tucana. You do get to trash the Tucana though. Leaving the Muse stack there to get rid of the propeller. Two cards on the server. Don't have a way in there without the propeller and the Slap Vandal anymore. Gotta draw back up. Looking for, I presume, a Knick-Knack, since you're on Muse Coalescence here. A Knick-Knack would be really nice right now. Especially with Archives open to be run.
And a couple of face downs. Suspicious face downs.
Great to be able to look at those. Right, let's see. Checking Archives just to keep the corp honest. Make sure they're not completely flooded. Let's see, what is in Archives? We've got a Fly Swatter, a Muskarovka, and a Hafrun. Interesting. It's a lot of cheap ice. That's all be very reasonable. Ooh.
Also seems...
Hollow Man. Oh, and it looks like it's going to be
like a pretty compelling toolbox. Like, it seems like this is toolbox ice that you can bring in with Mitra Aman.
Yep. And there is the Hollow Man to score out an Azef and still have plenty of clicks to do whatever else you want. Discarding 2 cards, which is going to be a Hannah and a... Ooh, that Physarum would have been very nice. We've also lost a Lily Pad already. Ugh. Runner has to be hurting for just something you can do. Great plays here by the Corp. Really, really doing well.
But Slap Vandal honestly looks like it gets through a lot of the ice here.
Mm-hmm. Check something real quick. Yeah. Drawing back up. Trying to figure out what to do here. How dangerous is that server? Fermenter will help, as will Stone Ship, just to draw up if need be, if you're worried about that. You are in a danger zone because if the Corp can store out 1 more agenda here. Not going to score out an agenda, thank God, because if the Corp scores out 1 more agenda, you are then in measured response territory, and you have to start worrying about that. There's another humanoid resources.
You do still have trouble on your hands because the Corp's resolving another humanoid.
That is so many cards, drawing 5 cards again. You've got everything you could possibly want. The biggest danger is just, are you going to overdraw, especially with 1 Spin Doctor in the trash and 1 currently installed and 1 removed. You don't have any more Spin Doctors. Putting something in server 1, is that going to overinstall, or just it seems like it's just an upgrade?
Yeah, I think that's a Tucana. And missed on the operation. Unfortunate.
It does tell you
Some
something
people,
about the opponent's hand. I wonder if that tells you there's a bunch of agendas in the hand.
yeah, if I could muster up a compilation right now, I'd be looking to run HQ.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, you've got some money. You finally have some money with the fermenter, although you might not want to crack it till next turn. But doing that just leaves the corp open to score next turn with that Hollow Man still sitting there. Wonder if
It's
there's
so hard
any
when you
pinhole threadings in this deck.
it is so hard when you have this kind of engine deck where you're gonna rev the UAV and you're gonna sell stuff to ASOPs every so often because sometimes you're like, I just want to play a sure gamble and go up 4 credits.
Yep. You gotta figure out exactly what to do, and it's so rough. Alright. I hear Ron. What? Hmm?
Server 6. Well,
That,
where did server 6 go?
what? Oh, that was where the spin doctor was. Oh, okay.
Hmm.
I looked away and then looked back, and then suddenly there's a run on a server that doesn't exist. I was very confused.
Technically, you do still get to use paid abilities after the spin doctor fires, so you could install a Trojan somewhere else.
True, true.
Secret technology for the Arasana players out there. Where the classic example would be you have self-modifying code and you have a bunch of free credits to use. Can you dump them into the self-modifying code before the spin doctor remote disappears? And the answer is yes.
Alright.
And yeah, it feels like a lot of trouble for the runner because this is Op, who's also more likely than anyone to be playing 3 copies of Mavirus,
That's
which is
very true.
devastating for this utterly critical fermenter you have going here.
However, the runner does have one advantage here, which is that there is one spin doctor in the bin, and there are 2 spin doctors removed from game. The corp is going very, very fast and probably has what they need to set up, but if you can find a way to start capitalizing on that, you could potentially do something. That Tucana is not a great sign, because it means that something's probably going to get scored out here. No? We're not going to see a score out?
Yeah, I think that's just you got to get some kind of 2 coster from your until excavation finishes.
Makes sense.
Though, given that manual install, I bet something bad is going to happen for the runner. But maybe all of this is enough to get in somehow.
Let's see. All right. So just clicking for a credit, clicking to draw a card. That 3 strength fermenter, that 3 point fermenter's got to be looking pretty nice right now. Still, I presume looking for some sort of any engine tools. You don't have your leapfrog, you don't have your lily pad. I always call it leapfrog because I think of the little leapfrog computer I had as a kid. Uh, I
The
mentioned
frogs
that
are everywhere.
last time someone was like, I think that was one of the names they used during testing, and I was like, oh gosh, I didn't know that. It was it's just I think of frog computer, and I think of the old leapfrog computers that I had when I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, no lily pad, no nothing. Ooh, looking to
Derek
get in.
Overclock.
Here we go.
I knew Overclock's a good card.
Not even going to trigger the the thing. All right, so a propeller
Maybe
can't get you in, I don't think, because it's
it
only
can, because you're gonna go.
yeah.
Sandstone's going to go down to 4 strength. One propeller will get through both.
Yeah, no, it will. It will, because when you encounter it, you put a virus counter on it. So that will perfectly do it. Unless there's a Mavirus in the server. Mavirus would be so hilariously good right now. But yeah, that will get you in. Mhm. We will see. Oh. Ooh. Probably thinking, what's the danger of that being a Mavirus? How dangerous is this? Because I don't think there's anything else you can easily get with the Simul chip that can save you here. Visarum is only non-barriers. Slap Vandal only gets you through 1, although it does make sprees more fun.
I mean,
Flux capacity.
maybe if you're someone who's, I mean, maybe if you're playing Gauss.
Installing a Muse from the grip. Oh, right. I forgot that you can just Arisana. You don't even have the Simul chip. Let's see. What you gonna get? Now, whatever you get here, you will have to blow up the other Coalescence.
Yeah, MU is very unfortunately constrained right now.
4 credits total for this run. You only have to break 2 subroutines, but you cannot increase the strength of anything, so you have to do it with a Slap Vandal or a Propeller if you want to get in here. Also, any credit you spend is a credit you don't have to break stuff.
Propeller is credit perfect.
Going for a Slap Vandal instead. Interesting. Potentially going to use the Simul chip to get back the other Slap Vandal?
Or perhaps the propeller. Something useful elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Zato City Grid. Ooh.
Well, at least you don't have to sync an install into this. The corp has to act first.
Almost certainly going to blow up that server with the... Gonna blow up the tree line so you can get rid of that Slap Vandal, I presume.
You already passed the tree line. Zato only fires when you approach the ice.
Right. My mistake. I haven't seen Zato in so long, I forgot how it works.
We had to write so many rules about Zato.
It's really rough here, especially because so many of the Arasana's breakers here are... Ooh, oh no, is that an SDS?
I think that's gonna purge some virus counters for us.
Ugh. Oh, that hurts. This is a rough game for Cybersign. Just everything that could go wrong feels like it's gone wrong here. Keep hitting Ob doing exactly what it wants to do and firing on all cylinders. Playing really, really well by Caesar. Just like great jobs hitting every possible angle that you need to.
Absolutely devastating play here. Op's really strong.
Yeah. Now,
it is about time that I re-terrorize my local meta with Op. I'll have to take some notes.
Propeller here does help you quite a bit, I think. It can potentially help you get some level in the server, but it can't do everything, especially with that 1 strength. You need a way to get through that. And also, that's not good for a Slap Vandal either. Crashing the Simul chip just to get a... Oh, interesting. Are we just going to see a try and hit R&D 3 times here and just go for the win? We are! Oh, shit.
Yeah.
If there's no res here... It's a tithe. You can get through that. You can get through that 4 times. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Top 3 cards are agendas. Just win.
I mean, that works sometimes. Slap Vandal will even save you some time here. I think that it is an option. You're going to get to see a large number of cards. I think, yeah, I agree. I think you definitely do save the credits. Because you want to keep your credits just in case you see something that you can, Oh, Do you need the, yeah, you need the slap vandal for that fourth run. Right.
And you might also need that slap vandal in case you see a drone deployment.
True, true. You know the SDS is there. That's two. Alright. Now you can only see... Well... No, yeah, I don't think you can win anymore. Do you go for it anyways? Or do you try and draw back up and keep yourself safe? Putting 4 counters on a conduit's pretty nice, but it would cost you so much. Okay, there's a third one. Let's see it.
Yep.
Will we see
no hits yet, but
I might, in this scenario, I might spend the credit here. Just in case. Yep, using the credit there to break it, just in case. Oh no, huh. Stopping the corp from getting a credit instead of stopping the corp from dealing a net damage.
you got to inconvenience them on their hedge fund.
I'd say potentially worried about a measured response, but presumably the corp can just... Oh, and there's the SDS. Now,
we got it.
notably, you don't have the credit here now to go for one final run. If you had done it, you could have gone for it and gone for the win right there with a final run if you had spent it on the net damage. Well, presumably the corp doesn't immediately have the win in hand. Because otherwise I presume it would have happened.
I don't think the corp has enough credits to do that. I think you're 1 credit short if you have a 3-2 in hand.
True, yeah. You don't have the... I guess that's why... Oh, that's why you didn't give the credit. To stop the 5 credit instant score. Ah, okay. You're right. Yeah. Makes sense for that reason. There's the install.
This is why you got to remember to do your math, everyone. That
Putting an
gets
ice
you in
there.
the top cut of Netrunner.
So what do you do here as the runner? I presume, I mean, you just want to see, like, a slap vandal here is all you need to see to keep doing this strategy. I think you just have to assume, like, you assume you're not getting into server 1. That's a lost cause. You just need some amount of money and something to break something.
If we could scrap together a propeller and an overclock, we'd be into server 1.
Mm-hmm. There's also 5 face-down cards in archives that you have not seen yet. Going for it on 0 credits, gonna force the res. Oh, no!
That's one way to purge virus counters.
Oh, that'll do it. Oof.
Does not end the run, though.
Yeah, you can keep going, but you presumably know what the top card of R&D is, I believe? Do you?
I think so. I don't remember if there's been a shuffle.
Accessing the top card of R&D, not winning the game. Checking archives, keeping the corp honest. Nothing there. Oof. Is that game?
The economy is about as cooked as it could possibly be, but no, the corp had to pay off the Stavka res.
You stopped the corp, but at what cost? At what cost?
Everything.
Drawing up. Hoping for something that'll give you an answer here. You can still get into R&D. In fact, you can get into R&D quite easily. It's 1 card. That's all it takes.
Yeah, Stavka is secretly blank once you're out of programs.
Mm-hmm. You need a way to do something with it.
Everyone was not a believer in jailbreak until they needed to get through this R&D.
Putting a slap vandal onto HQ. I presume just hoping... Oh, nope, there it is. Hoping that server 1 wasn't the score, but there it is. Ah, good game. Well played by both players. Really loved seeing all the possible outs there. That last second conduit was so much fun to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, could have readily turned this game around.
Fantastic. All right.
All right. We have in the round.
Who else is still going? Looks like on the other tables, so Jat has 1, which means Jat is also at 15 points.
We have 11 minutes left in the round.
Yep, and then Combination Bean was fortunately knocked out of the 15 points. Let's see, what else do we have? So we have Bazerton, Boise, and then Alice, and then the run. I believe one of those people was on our do not stream. Let me check. Checking the commentary. Yeah, so do we want to check out table 6? Because that is the
yeah, that is a Restoring Humanity that hasn't been on stream yet.
Mm-hmm. Also, just that table is also fighting to see who gets to go to the finals potentially. So let's go take a look at that.
Oh, they're real close. It's 5-6.
Well, we can take a look and see who wins. Good plays from both players on that last game.
We're good to stream.
Okay, let's go take a look at it.
Very, very advanced board state.
Yep.
Every Sisyphus protocol is in somebody's score area.
Oh my god. Holy cow. Sisyphus protocol scored by the corp and 2 stolen by the runner. Wow. I have never seen all 3 Sisyphus protocols on the board and not have the game just be over because someone conceded. That's incredible. Countering Saisenton. You have the credits to break everything, even with Sisyphus.
Yeah, it's just 3 more credits.
It's just going to cost you 3 right now. That might be worth it. Running on server 3. I presume this isn't the end of the game. Oh, it's a void. Going to use it here, throwing away cards.
Yeah, you want to keep that void because how else are you going to keep the runner out?
Now, notably, that makes this server, this card, that's going to be 3 extra costs, so that's 6, and then also getting through the barrier with, what are you getting through it with? Rising Tide, with 2 leeches. Potentially, you can get through it pretty cheaply for, let's say, 3 cards. So this is at least 9 credits to get into, and there's the Anoetic Void there. That's rough. You'd really like to see a better code gate on that, or sentry on that server, though. I know that Bastarton would love to slap down something really scary, like an empiricist that's on R&D. All right, let's see. So running on the empiricist, probably going to force the runner to go through this a second time, I presume, which is going to be 3 net damage, unless you can break it. Breaking it is going to cost.
So it'll cost you a leech and 3, or possibly. Oh, this is Banhar, so.
Oh,
Banhar. Just costing you cards the first time.
If they run the runner through it again, it'll just cost 3 credits because you can use both leeches. Both players not really worried about. Yep, running the runner through it again. Gonna use both leeches to bring it down to the point where it only costs 3 credits. Smart play by the runner.
All right, let's see if we have Snare Gaming.
Using the twinning. This could be the game. Oh no! Oh, that hurts. Presume that is not the game. Long pause.
Probably thinking about whether you trashed that last card.
No cards in hand. Checking archives, seeing nothing, drawing up to 1 card.
That's an interesting import.
Boise, it is got to be looking for. I don't know what you're looking for at this one. I mean, the 2 leeches mean it's not that, like, it's only 6 credits to get into R&D at any time, and you have a twinning. You can see so many cards. But
And you do know that apart from the cards the corp power drew just a turn ago, you've audited quite a few cards on the way.
Yeah. The fear, I think, is just that the corp plays something really scary that you can mess with you. But with the two leeches, it's not that bad, actually. Two leeches is so good against Empiricus, or against Sisyphus, just because you can keep reducing the strength of stuff. You're not going to get shoved through a giant ice over and over. Putting a second piece of ice on R&D.
I think two leeches is just good.
It's just really good. Yeah.
We've forgotten the glory that our ancestors have to teach us. Just play leech.
It's just a good card. Spending some time thinking. Corp is reconsidering that piece of ice.
It seems like the runner has enough time that they can probably build up in time to see fresh cards on R&D before the corp threatens to score out.
Mm-hmm. I think the question here is more with the leeches, with all of that, you can definitely do a lot as the corp. Although I'll tell you what, the corp would love to see a Mavirus. Is there one in Archives? Let me check real quick. Do we see a Mavirus?
There isn't one.
The corp would love to see a Mavirus that they can slap on the table and then just wait for the runner to run against some big ice and then go, actually, your leeches are useless. But we'll see. Really great stuff on the runner side, but I think the runner right now just wants some more econ. Just anything that gets you money at this point. Any card that gives you more money per turn, just even like a Sure Gambler stuff, just means more runs you can make easily without having to worry.
Yeah, both sides rather urgently need any kind of econ.
Well, there's econ.
There's econ.
Because Leech can help you with that Empiricist. It can get it down, but you still have to pay 3 credits or 6 credits with the Sisyphus. So that's still a lot of credits.
But we also told the runner, like, I'm not doing anything this turn. Go ahead and set up totally stress-free. Nothing happens this turn.
Let's see how this goes. Let's see. Drawing 3 cards, looking for something. Gaining money off of Keiko with that Mystic Mamie install.
Yeah, keeping the companion train rolling is just very powerful and definitely how you're going to hope to have enough money for the next push, whatever it is.
Looks like just letting the corp take some time so that you can get another triple twinning run next time, which makes sense,
yeah.
I think.
Yeah, I mean, R&D is not fresh, so...
Only 9 cards left in R&D, but, I mean, we're seeing, what, 6, 7, 8, 11 agenda points on the field. So, there's only 10 agenda points left, and if we assume there's 2 Fujis, that's 6 of them. One more Regenesis, that's 7.
There might actually only be 7 agenda points left, because this is a smaller deck size.
It is, it's a Restoring Humanity deck. So if we assume, so we can see 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, we can see 11. If we assume 2 more, an agenda suite would probably be 1 more Regenesis and 2 more Fujis. So that means if you run an R&D, like, you're assuming that there's only potentially 3 agendas left that you can find, which is rough. It's a lot different from previous games where it was like there's 9 agendas left and we know they're all here.
Yeah, the op games where they empty themselves out of non-agenda cards in R&D is of a definite difference from what's going on here. Looks like
Boomerang on
RNG
that
is the
first piece of
place.
ice. Ooh, raindrops cut stone, which will also get you a credit off of the Keiko from the Mystic Mamie. Let's see, with the boomerang and all that, I think just counting on having the resources all together to be able to get in with that twinning. Let's see how this goes. Oh gosh,
Okay,
that's another Boto. So
that is big, but
Boto,
the first time is Banhar.
right? So you can just let that fire. Okay.
Well, to the limit of there's 2 cards in your hand, so you probably have to boomerang it.
Yeah, you have to boomerang it, but you can let the rest fire. Now the question is on the next one, the runner could. The runner's almost presumably going to use the 2 botulus counters on it. Which 2 subroutines do you break? I mean, you have to break the last one. Do you need to break the first one? I mean, I think you want to just because you're seeing 3 cards. So you just take the net damage and the tag? Rough spot. You're losing another card. Oh, and there's the Mavirus! Oh no, that might be game. I think that's just lethal.
So you have boost, break, break, break. That's 5 credits to go through it with the one time.
Yeah, and then the second time, boost, break, break.
Yeah, you can let 1 damage in a tag fire.
You can, yeah, you barely survive. Barely, because Echelon boost once to get it to...
Get it to at least 5.
Wait, no, you can't, because it costs 3. So 3 puts you at 6 credits, then you break... Let's say you break. That puts you at that, then you have nothing for the next one. You have to boost it twice, and you have to break the 2 net damage both times. That's 6 to boost it twice. So you have to let the first one fire twice and the second one fire once, and then you barely don't die. Oh, right, Trickster Taka. Right, never mind. Okay, yeah, you're safe.
Thanks, Trickster Taka.
Thanks, Trickster Taka. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Boosting the strength, you're now at 8, so you can break this down to break everything. That puts you at 5, and then you can run again and break it. Yeah, you're good. Breaking 1. Breaking, do 2 net damage. And then I presume gonna let the other one fire and then see if the corp, and then the corp will make it run through again. Yep, okay. And then passing that, and then the corp uses that to re-trigger it, and now you pay to break through everything. And there we go. Wow. Amazing credit count. I have to wonder if that was extremely carefully calculated or just like, oh wow, I barely had it. For me, I know it would always be, oh wow, I can't believe I had that, but a lot of runners are smarter than I am.
Netrunner is always lost and won by a single credit.
Ha! Oh my god, and once again, no win. No score. Holy cow.
Well,
the corp is reacting with shock to this.
We did the math. I think they're all in the bottom of R&D.
Yep. Runner gets 3 credits, so can clear the tag, and and draws 2 cards, which helps you a lot, and gets your boomerang back. All great things to have. Really fantastic here. And the nice thing is you know that the corp's not going to draw an agenda on their next turn, given the state of things, so you can just wait out another turn, wait for the botulus to get more credits.
Well, waiting may not be an option. We see the harbinger of time coming up, joining the game.
Oh shoot, you're right. Time in the round. Ooh, that's really rough here. Oh, that's really rough. I think that might just mean they end on a tie.
It's not a tie. The corp's ahead by 1.
Are they? The corp is ahead by 1. Oh shoot.
I think the runner may not have clicked the end turn button in time.
If the runner didn't click the end turn button in time, that just means it's the end of the game.
That does.
Technically still corpse turn. Well, technically it's runner's turn. We'll see how this goes. I think it's
Oh,
I think they're gonna
the
call it as being corpse turn since the runner wasn't doing anything, which makes sense
also
to
you
me.
don't also you don't click end turn as the runner. You click start turn as the corpse. So we
True,
were waiting
true.
on the corpse
Okay,
input there.
makes sense. Yeah. Playing petty cash. No, the corp just has to survive for one turn. That's it. You no longer have to. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Going to put a
Yep.
almost
Void
certainly
RND. Good
a
luck.
void on there. That hurts to see as Boise. Just like it's so close, and then you just end up losing just on time at the end when you probably had a chance if you could have pushed it one more time. You might still be able to get a run, but I don't think you're gonna get more than one run, and that
And it doesn't matter. We saw the top three. The corp draws one. You can't look at more than two cards.
you're
So
right.
we
Yeah.
unless HQ or Archives has one
Hmm.
somewhere for you to find.
I mean, I guess you check just to see. Make
Yeah,
sure the
you
corp
do have to
hasn't been
check.
hiding a 5/3 in hand. It could be the corp could have another Fuji in hand that's just been sitting there hiding it to.
I believe there were some cards that the corp power drew, and we have not seen all of them yet.
Of course, there were things before the game like we don't know, but we'll see. I mean, you play it out. You can't see anything on HQ. I think you just take the credits and you try and hit HQ and see what you can do. Get the double access, see what's there, hit archives, hit HQ.
Apparently, Ganked is a factor in this game.
Don't trust the corp. Run anyways. It's your last turn. You're gonna lose either way. You might as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Right now, we obviously run wherever. Yeah, target HQ. Probably spend a twinning counter on that.
Mm-hmm. Gotta install something or play something to get the twinning. Well, no, you have Trickster Taka. Never mind.
Yeah, you can just boost on Taka.
Just gonna go for it. No res, which means almost certain. Yeah, so there's almost certainly no agenda in HQ. Sad to see. Onsai review and Saisentan. Yep. Oof. Check in archives. Nothing there. Well, that's the benefit of playing Restoring Humanity. You don't need as many agendas in your deck. Ugh, that's gotta hurt.
I mean, it is proportional. You know,
Yeah.
you end up for going down 5 cards. You have 2 fewer points to include.
Well, congrats to both players on playing an amazing game. This is really, really well done. What a game to watch the end of. Both players did fantastically. Seeing all 3 Sisyphuses out on the field is still just absolutely incredible.
Yeah, seeing
I'm
that
curious
much
if we
green
can,
and red should strike terror into anyone.
How deep in the deck are they? We can find out from chat right now.
I mean, yeah, 3 and 8, but how far from the top?
Curious. Regenis is 3 down! Oh, so close.
And that wouldn't have gotten the run of the win. That would have gotten.
That's true. It would have just gotten the thing. The Fujis were even deeper. Wow. Well done. Well done. All right, and that is the end. And I believe that should have... Yeah, all players are reporting. So before we wrap it up for the day, we can take one more look at the standings, see who's going to be making it to our finals tomorrow. Congratulate them, and then we'll see that. So it looks like for tomorrow, you're seeing, assuming all players like make it to tomorrow, some players might need to drop for whatever reason, but assuming then we have Cybershark with 18 points on Ob. We have Alpi, Kabloosh, Ice Cream College, Ruben Theaters, and The Run, Basserton, and Ziat all making it. Congrats to all of them. You did fantastically. It looks like Caesar barely might have bubbled out for the game that we watched, even though played absolutely fantastically. We'll see how it ends up tomorrow if everyone makes their such. But congrats to all the players who got near or in the top cut, and congrats to everyone else who joined today. It was an extremely fun set of games to watch and commentate on. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for watching. This has been the America's Online Megacity,
Yeah, we will
and
be
we will
back.
see you tomorrow.
We will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. With this, and you will see these players battle it out. Tomorrow will be, I believe, open deck list, as the top cuts usually are. So we'll be able to look at all these decks. There is only red, green, and orange and green in here. There are 0 criminals, 0 NBN, and 0 HP. It'll be something. And it's literally, there is Ob, there's Ayuko, and there is 1 restoring humanity among the corpse. That's it. Amongst the runners, we have Hoshiko. We have 1 Seb, and all Hoshiko, and then we have a couple of Mags and 1 Arisana. Wow. Definitely not the most diverse top cut we've seen. Looks like, oh, it looks like End the Run might have to drop, so Augustus Caesar will make it. Congratulations. That's awesome. Thanks so much to everyone for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow with the top cut at 9 a.m. Pacific. So long.
Always be running.